we continue our review. This is only the math or the integrated review part of the class. Right, so on this list all the members in the real number, subset of real numbers. Right, so integers. Right, first, natural numbers, counting number, counting from 1, 2, 3, and so on. Does not including 0. If there's 0, that will be whole numbers. Whole number will have 0 and so on. Right, integers will have all the negative, whole number, and the whole number itself. And rational number, pretty much anything can be put in fraction. Right, we'll see. Right, so first integers, the 18 is integers. Square of 7 is not. Square of 7 is non-repeating, non-terminated decimal, so square of 7 is irrational. Integers, negative is just fine. 0 is okay. Square of 16 is okay as well. Square of 16 is equal to 4, so that's why it is still integer. So in that case, that's what we have. Natural numbers, counting numbers. Here, negative doesn't count. Square of 8 is 2 point something, also doesn't count. 0 is not in counting number, not natural number. 0 is in whole number, so 0 doesn't count either. So we have 16, this is 4, so we have 6 and that pretty much. And then next, rational number. Right, 14 we can put in fraction. Square of 8. So not repeating, not terminated decimal, so that is irrational, doesn't count. Negative 8 over 1, so that is a fraction. 0 over 1, so those two are rational number. 6 over 7, that fraction, definitely rational number. Square root of 9, 3, so that's also rational number. 0.88 repeating, so repeated. Decimal is fraction, and this is terminated. Decimal, that also fraction, because that can convert to fraction. If you want to do it, 0.8 convert to fraction, you see, certainly works. And 0.83, that 83 over 100, so pretty much we have that. So everything except for square root of 8. Right, next, just perform the operation with fraction. Right, so multiply fraction is, divide fraction is multiply reciprocal, so we want to flip it. 4 over 3 and reduce 4 and 3, 4 and 8, sorry, there's 1 and 2, so multiply straight across. On the top we have negative 7, the bottom 2 times 3, negative 7 over 6. Right, next, adding. Right, when adding to fraction, we have to find a common denominator. right? In order to get to the common denominator 14 and 5, we find the least common multiple of 14 and 5, so that will be 70. So least common multiple of 70, or least common denominator of 70. So we multiply 5 here and multiply 14 top and bottom here. So in that case, the top we have negative 55 over 70 and negative 42 over 70. And we'll just combine the top. Right. So that gives us negative 97 over 70. Of course, if we check with the calculator, negative 11 over 14 plus, this is the negative sign, this is the subtract, 3 over 5, change to fraction, and that's what we have. Next, add or subtract this. So 2 square root of 6, right? Let's see. 6, if we break it down, is 2 times 3, right? So square root of 2 times 3. We cannot reduce anything from there. Next, 54, if we break it down, 2 and 27, 3 and 9, and then 3 and 3. So I say the square root of 54 is square root of 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. For every pair of 3, one of the 3 coming out. And then we have 2 times 3 left. Or just 3 square root of 6, if you will. So we have 2 square root of 6 minus 4. And square of 54 is 3 square root of 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And that's what we have. So we have 2 square root of 6 minus 12 square root of 6. Both of them have square root of 6. So I factor out square of 6. And left with 2 minus 12. Would be negative 10, by the way. Right. Next, that. So order of operation. So inside the parentheses first, and then power root. So we're going to do this first. Seven square 49. Now inside the parentheses there's no power, no exponent, no root, so we do that first. Eight times 49. And then we'll do inside the parentheses first. Ten minus 392. I don't need a calculator there, really. It's negative 382, and subtract negative, so turn into a plus. Or if we see, we type exactly like what we see. Yeah. Right. Now same thing here, but this time we have a fraction, so we do everything on the top and the bottom separately, and then at the end we divide them. right first. So we just do top and bottom separately. On the top, we're going to do the 3 square first, and then 10 times 7, right, by 3 square. And then at bottom, 10 times 2 is 20, right? 10 times 7 is 70, and then minus 9. So multiply, divide before add or subtract. That's what we have. So we have 61 over 29. Right, remember, inside the parentheses, and then the exponent root, multiply, divide, add or subtract. So in that order. Right. When we have the algebraic expression like this, we just multiply them out and combine like terms pretty much. So distribute it. Negative 2 times AR, that's negative 16R. Negative 2 times 7, negative 14. 2 times 3R, 6R. 2 times 4, 8. Combine like terms, negative 16 and 6. Negative 16 plus 6, they have opposite sign. So 16 minus 6 is going to be 10. R, and the sign go with the bigger magnitude. So minus 10 R. And then negative 14 and 8. That will be negative 6. Once again, we subtract the big 14 by 8, 6, and the signs go with the bigger number. So that's what we have. Next, solve this linear equation and check. I'm just going to solve it. Right, remove the parentheses here. And then, because there's nothing multiplied to it, if we have a number in front, we have to distribute. The negative 8 times x, negative ax, negative 8 times 12, negative 16. Right, combine like term first. 7 minus 7, gone. Right, now we'll try to move all the x to one side. So I have negative x equal to negative 16, and then divide by negative 1. So I have x equal to 16. Of course, if we want to check, we put it back and check. Negative 9 times 16 plus 7 minus 7. 16 plus 2. Right. Negative 9 times 16. Then plus 7 minus 7. That's silly, but that's still negative 144. The right hand side, just negative 8 times 18. Negative 144. Yeah, so check both sides are equal. Another linear equation. Solve the equation. So to this case, I will try to get rid of fraction. So we multiply a number on both sides to get rid of fraction, and that number is the least common multiple or least common denominator, 6 and 4. So that could be 24, but the least would be 12, because 12 is divisible by 6 and divisible by 4. So that is the least. So we multiply that to everything. right? Now 12 and 6 cancel out, there's 2 left. So 2x plus 4. 12 and 6 cancel out, there's 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And then 12 and 4, that's 3. I'm just going to put the 3 in front. Right? Much better. No fraction left. Then just multiply them out. 2x plus 8 minus 3x minus 3 times minus 1 plus 3. Right? Move x to one side. And move the number to the other side. That gives us 5x on the left side. The right side we have 10 plus 3, that 13 minus 8 is 5. And then divide by 5 on both sides. We get x by itself and x equal to 1. Right. So that's what we have. Next, solve the formula for the specified variable. So we solve for C here, and here we solve for W, right? So we have F. By the way, this is the formula related the temperature in Celsius to Fahrenheit. So if whatever the degree in Celsius, we're going to put it here. And the output is the degree Fahrenheit. Right, so just like what we did earlier, try to get rid of fraction. And there's only one denominator here is 5. So that is the least common denominator. I multiply both sides by 5. I mean everything by 5. I have 5 times Fahrenheit. 5 and 5 cancel here, 9 Celsius. 5 times 32 is 160. And then we minus 160 on both sides. If we want to get the Celsius, the C by itself, divide both sides by 9, I mean. So in that case, we have C equal to 5 times Fahrenheit minus 160 divided by 9. An example of that is if we have 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times 212 degrees. So that equivalent to 100 degrees Celsius. Right. And if you put 0 degree here, 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the way we convert between the Fahrenheit and Celsius. Bottom line is, if there's a fraction, try to eliminate the denominator and then try to get the variable by itself. Right. Now we try to get W by itself. We do not want anything else, so I will subtract 2L on both sides. And since we solve for W, try to get W by itself, divide by 2. So we have W is equal to P minus 2L over 2. Do not cancel the 2 here. It is multiplied. If it is multiplied, we can reduce. Right. So actually, this is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times length plus 2 times the width. Right. Now graph the line. To graph any line, we only need 2 points. And so to get the points, we make a table like this. In this case, we have y equal to negative 2x minus 1. So y equal to something. So if we choose the values for x, any number, really. Choose 0 and 2. And then put in for x. That's 0 minus 1. So x equal to 0, y equal to negative 1. And then put 2 in for x. Negative 6 minus 1. That's minus 7. Right. So when x equal to 2, y equal to negative 7. And so we have equation of the line. Right. Just a sketch. So any 2 points we can find a line. Right. Next, find the slope of the line go to the point. A few things here. The slope is equal to the slope of the line go to 2 points, even by that formula. And the equation of slope intercept form, y equal to mx plus b, where the m here is the slope. Right. And we can say any of them, x1, y1, x2, y2, it doesn't matter, or x2, y2, x1, y1, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to say x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have negative 18, minus negative 6, and negative 4 minus 7. So negative 18 plus 6 minus 11. So I have negative 12 over negative 11, or just 12 over 11. Right. Next, we do the same thing, having 2 points. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. By the way, let's just try to organize here. We have 2 points, 5 and 3, 4 and 6. Right. Now, x1, y1, x2, y2. Right. So 6 minus 3, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we have negative 3, so we know it's going to be this already. But we still have y equal to mx plus b, and let's use this point. We say at x equal to 5, y will be equal to 3. And I substitute in this along with m equal to negative 3. So y is 3, m is negative 3, x is 5 plus b. So 3 equal to minus 15 plus b. To solve for b, plus 15 on both sides. So b equal to 18. So m, y equal to m, x plus b, m is negative 3, plus b is plus 18. So that is the equation. Right. So pretty much having 2 points, we can find the equation. Right. Right. The investment is worth 3,952 in 1993, and in 1998 it grew to 4,972. All right. Let x equal to 0 represent 1993. So when x equal to 0, that is in 1993, and we have 3,952. So if 1993 is 0, then what is 1998? Right? So, which is 1998 is 5 years after that, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 6. 93, 94, 95, 6, 7, and 8. So yes. So in 1998, it's going to be 6, and we have 49, 72. Yeah. As we have a set of 2 points, should be able to find the equation. Right? And when we have 2 points, we can find slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Right? Pretty much divide by 6. So 4,972 subtract 3952 divide by 6, 170. So the slope is equal to 170, and the equation of the line y equal to mx plus b. We have m is 170, which is good. Now all we need is one pair point. Let's just use this one. At x equal to 0, y equal to 3,952. So I'm just going to substitute in everything we know. Y is 3952, and slope 170, x 0, and b. So anything times 0 is 0. So b is 3952. So the equation is y equal to m 170x plus b is 3952. Right. So make sure we know how to do this. Where we have a pair of points, then we'll be able to find the equation of the line. Right. Next, do the same thing here. X and Y. A car rental agency charged $225 plus 20 cents per mile to rent a car. How many miles can you ride in 1 week for $245? Right. Now, if we just rent a car and will not ride anywhere, we're going to pay $225. If we do not ride anywhere, 0 miles. Right. Now, if we ride 1 mile, then we have to pay 20 cents more. So if there's 1 mile, we have to pay 20 cents for that, right? As I said, when we have the set of 2 points, we can find the equation. By the way, later on in the question, as if we have $245, how many miles can we travel? Right? So again, let's use this first to pair points to find the equation of the line. M equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 225.2 minus 225 over x2 minus x1. Subtract them, we just have 0.2. So m is 0.2. And next, the equation of line is y equal to mx plus b. And I will use this point when x equal to 0, y equal to 2 and 25. Substitute in that, we have y of 225 equal to m 0.2 times times x of 0. Yeah, just put 0.2 in for m and 0 in for x. And 0 times anything is 0. So 2 and 25 is equal to b. Right. With that, the equation is y equal to mx plus b m 0.2x plus b 225. Now, we know y is equal to 225. So we substitute 225 in for it. I mean 245, right? And just solve for x. The rest will be easy. Minus 225 minus 225 on both sides. That gives us 20. And divide by 0.2 on both sides. So x equal to 20 divided by 0.2 will be 100. So x equal to 100. Right. So in this case, not only we find the equation, we have to substitute back the value for y and so for x. In this case, we have 100. Right. Make sure you know how to write the equation, knowing a set of 2 points. Right. Next, we have scientific notation. So for scientific notation, if we move the decimal place to the right, we have to subtract the exponent of 10. Right, so the rules. If we move decimal point to the right, we have to subtract the exponent of 10. That's exponent here. If we move decimal point to the left, we will add to the exponent. How many steps do we move? Right. For example, here we have 6.977 times 10 to the negative 6. We want to turn this into the number without the 10 multiply 10 to the power. So in that case, we have to make this to 0 because 10 to 0 power is 1 will disappear. So we add to the exponent. So we have to move to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We move to decimal place 6. Decimal point 6 places to the left. We have to fill in the 0, and we have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. Right. So if we move to the left, we add. If we move to the right, we subtract. Let's look at another example. Let's say 2.34 times 10 to the second. Right. We will subtract 2. So we move decimal place 1, 2 to the right. And that equal to 234 times 10 to the first. And 10 to the first, 10 to 0. 10 to 0 power is 1. So that one cancel out. Just 1. Right. So these are the rules. Now, do the same thing. Write this as scientific notation. So let's see, by default, decimal here. So scientific notation, whatever the number is in front of the multiply by 10, the power of 10, that number have to be between 1 and 10. Cannot be equal to 10. So we move 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have to move the decimal place 2 places to the right. Sorry, let's do this again. For originally we have this to 0 power. Now we move 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 places to the left, so we're going to add 4 into the power of 10. That gives us 4.9 times 10 to the 4th. Right, now this by default times 10 to 0 power. Now let's move 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to plus move to the right. So we have to subtract 4. So that gives us 6.52 times 10 to negative 4. Right? The numbers in front of the power of 10 have to be between 1 and 10. Cannot equal to 10. Right? So next, we have linear inequality. To solve it, it is almost like the solving equation, except we just keep in mind that every time we divide by or multiply by a negative number, we have to reverse the inequality. So just move all the x to one side, exactly like the equation, and move the number to the other side. So keep x on this side, 5x minus 4x. So just x. 6 minus 6. 4x cancel out. 12 minus 6 is 6. So we have, let's say 6 is here. Greater than 6 will be on the right side of 6. So we go from 6 to infinity. This one has no equal sign, so we use the parentheses. So that is in the interval notation. Right. Right. Next. For this one, we will multiply it out first. Negative ax plus 6 less than or equal to negative 2 times 3x, negative 6x, negative 2 times negative 7 plus 14. So we try to keep x on one side. And the number on the other side. Negative ax plus 2x is negative 2x. That cancel out. That cancel out. 14 minus 6, 8. Divide by negative 2 on both sides. Now we divide by a negative number on both sides. Inequality must be reversed. So that gives us x greater than or equal to negative 4. So let's say here is negative 4 and greater than, once again, is on the right hand side. And greater than or equal to, it has the equal to, so that's the bracket. So we go from negative 4 to infinity with the bracket. Right, so that's all we have in this review. I hope this helped you to prepare for the midterm. Thank you for watching.